Plenty of Melbourne players around. Stephen King, so he grabs it and does it himself.
Unbelievable. King kept away from the ball on this occasion by White. Ling still there, diving on it, Ward. Ling, oh, the hand pass it was a good option. Now Hurlahan, second in a minute and a half to Hurlahan.
The Cats with numbers around the ball at the midfield, doing well on the high. Handball from King, missing Hocking, Liam Shelley over the top of it. Woden, run down by Hocking, terrific stuff. Snell feeding Clark. This time can he be accurate with the kick? It's a low one, it's a good one.
Good kick.
Goes out very wide, Scarlett, with a bit of time, as all the Melbourne players kept on going. Traffic went past. Good kick, well placed. Houlihan marks. In a lot of Melbourne players kicked it quickly. Burns, he's still got it, Burns.
Well done.
Will he convert? Yes, he will. Looking up ahead, he doesn't. In fact, he goes out wide first. Collins' kick was good. Woden within range from 50. They need a goal, Melbourne, and this is it. High kick from White, though. Melbourne into the danger area. Robertson backing back. Powell lurking, as is this man Uza. Has to get to his left. He didn't try. Kicked off his right. Oh, don't tell me he's kicked a goal.
Gathered by Houlihan. Usually does something by hand or by foot. On this occasion, just lobs it up in the air, in the goal square.
Oh!
Can he make it 9-1 to 6-6? Yes, sirree.
Over the top of it, Liam Shelley did well, though.
Better,
White might be able to score on goal. This is a goal. Powell, well wrapped up by Snell.
Didn't have the ball. Got to be a kick, free kick.
Not paid. Burns goes for goal. He goes for goal. It was a big kick from Ronnie Burns. Half-back, he's had plenty of it, had 12 possessions, and now they're attacking. McDonald steadies. He's a good penetrating kick, and that's no exception. It's a goal.
But still, the game there to be won by either side. David Neitz looking at that angle. Not an easy shot by any means.
Kicked 12 goals, 8 for the year.
Going for his third, and he's popped it through. It's a goal to the captain.
Oh, it's on. Scholl, Jeff White, they want to be careful. Oh, it is on for Younganole.
Well, what happened there? Well,
Graham taking Brad Scholl.
Brad Scholl tried to
out
get
of
through.
there.
Yeah.
Bit similar to Friday night. I think it's more not quite as venomous as we saw at halftime on Friday night.
Well, you can probably detect from that the stakes are pretty high.
Well, it was a captain's goal if ever you saw one.
The Coca-Cola.
By 8 at half-time, but not entirely delighted with their situation after being 21.
Hey, listen, boys, there's Jeff Farmer. Remember a couple of weeks ago, didn't get a touch up to half-time and then bagged 8 or 9 goals. Yep. He may do it again. I think he kicked 9. He nearly got his 10th right on the siren.
8 points in it as we start the second half. White and King continuing their battle. The Demons get it out of the middle. Lee and Shelley's kick just dropping in Ben Graham's arms. Couldn't take it. Farmer playing for a free. Won't get it that time. Wojcinski, here he is. Woden brings him to ground and did pretty well because it kept it alive for the Melbourne side.
Well done.
And here is Woden clear. Can he get his 4th goal? Oh, he missed one of his more easy ones.
He normally would go around his left. He just stood there and tried to steady up. But anyway,
he seemed to have something on his arm as well. Did you see in Texter?
There's a bit of credit got to be given to David Schwartz here. He's recovered from about 3 or 4 serious knee injuries and doing a good job for Melbourne.
He clean bowled about 4
Here he is
of them.
again. Here he is again.
He could almost have a crack from there. He sees the... Oh, no, he drops short, wobbly one. Graham trying to marshal the troops. Robertson dispossessed.
Here's the first of 10.
No.
10 points, that is.
Yeah, if he had to kick that, you'd be lining up, Dougie. The thing is... Yeah, I think 6 points the difference. It looked like
Hey, Shane, what's in your arm?
had the word junior written on his arm.
Yeah, Hutto, junior.
Working beautifully,
Junior.
Dipper.
Yeah, junior. What's that all about? Any idea, Doug? Unsure. Robbo, unsure.
Oh, who's that kick to? Nobody.
Well, like a bet you had at half-time, just be careful. David Schwartz dispossessed. I tell you what, he had first opportunity there.
Yep.
And eventually Ben Graham has marked between full-back and centre-half-back for Geelong.
Looks like Ben Graham's gone on to Russell Robertson this stage.
Lovely long kick out towards the wing. He was looking for King. Got the hand pass away to Clark. Standing and delivering. David Clark to half forward. Clint Bizzle. Gee, it's not easy to sit under one of those. Little kick by Ward, gathered by White. In turn, Bruce. Bruce in towards the forward pocket. And David Neitz is marked. Very much a focal point, isn't he, David Neitz? Well, it is Bruce to Neitz. We spoke about Junior being written on the back of the hand of Shane Woden. We believe that it's maybe for James McDonald, who is out at the moment with an injury and may not play any more football for Melbourne
this
season. Neitz has shot at goal. He's missed too. So a couple of misses in the early part of the third term for
Robbo,
Melbourne.
I just found out what Junior means. I just asked the bench. James McDonald is out, of course, of a knee injury. His nickname is Junior, and Shane Woden is thinking about him on the footy field, because obviously he's going to miss out playing finals.
Good to see you listening, Dipper. Sanderson kicks it to the outer side. Well, the Cats having a lot of trouble clearing the defensive zone at the moment. Johnson takes the mark into the pocket. Robertson on his own. Graham won't get there in time to stop him. So Robertson a chance to put Melbourne in front. Goes for a pass.
Well done.
Poor manning up. The Cats defence in somewhat disarray at the moment.
Well, I tell you what, the body language of Melbourne just beyond the half-time break, Neil Danaher composed, spoke to his troops, and they come out with a bit of physical aggression. I'm sure they will get out on top in this match.
I'm not sure about Ben Graham picking up Russell Robertson. I reckon David Neitz is his ideal opponent.
Powell stabbed at it a bit, but he's done the job. Melbourne are in front at the MCG.
Well, they started this quarter very well, the Melbourne side, and once again, Shane Woden's getting a bit of the football. There's Stephen Powell. There's no doubt about Adam Houlihan is the man for Powell at this stage. Houlihan kicked 2 goals in the first quarter as a forward. Now he's playing as a midfielder, picking up Stephen Powell.
Been very good, Powell, since crossing from the Bulldogs. Been terrific for the Demons. 14 possessions and his first goal. Stephen Powell in this game. Kilpatrick kicks it towards half forward. High leaper was Collins, left it behind. Ronnie Burns tried the little toe poke. A holding incident there, and it works in favour of Ward. Away to Anthony McDonald. Neat left foot kick out in front of Robertson. He is another player for Melbourne, a goal kicker yet to register in this match, along with Jeffrey Farmer. Schwartz has started the second half brilliantly. Looks to play on, being called to do so. Goes to White, let the ball bounce. Maybe a little fortunate. Collins continues his good form from the first half. Gee, that was nearly a mark down there to Bruce. Ball spills clear. Leoncelli, McDonald, still McDonald, and missed everything. Missed absolutely everything. A wry smile on the face there of Anthony McDonald. He's kicked a goal in this match in the first half, but that one, a disappointing result. He has missed everything.
David Schwartz might have hurt his back here.
He looked a bit sore. Neitz doing great work out of the ruck. Couldn't convert. Another behind. Be interesting to see what Geelong do here from the kick out. The Melbourne zone has worked a treat in the last, since half time. Graham's had a couple of kick outs and Geelong had another chance to clear and couldn't.
Hutto, Melbourne have had 25 possessions to 4 so far in this quarter.
Inside 56 to Melbourne, Geelong none.
He continues to go long, Graham, and this time they've got it away. Kilpatrick is going along with a wobbly old one inside 50. They need a spark up forward. Can Cameron Mooney provide? Took a long time to make up his mind. He had not much on offer, did he, in the end? And they'll get away with it. And they've got players out here on the wing. White, too tall, takes it. Loose man, link man, running up onto the wing. McDonald. Bissell will try and hold him up.
Squared the ledger there, took the mark over the top of this boy just a few seconds ago, then kicked it off to him.
So McDonald can set it up to half forward. Neitz. Oh, that's a good mark from Harley. Oh, his handball really puts his teammate under the hammer. He better watch out. He just gets it away.
Well done, Clark.
Clark, good talking and good pointing there. Good direction from the Cats. Snell to an open square. Mooney running back. Oh, it was a bad kick. And Mooney, oh, he kept it in and to the advantage of his opponent in the end. So it'll end up hurting Geelong because Melbourne have got loose men everywhere. Powell up to half forward where Bruce is lurking with Benny Graham watching him. So Geelong continue to have Graham manning up small men. Lee and Shalley running through half forward. They have got loose men, and Melbourne have got Johnston free now. He could go short back to Bruce. Bruce is still on his own. Johnson to have the tough shot at goal.
Robbo, why would Ben Graham be playing on a Cameron Bruce type player? And it started like he's gone to the back line. He had Brad Green. Then why wouldn't you go to a Schwartz or go to a focal forward? Why wouldn't you?
I think I'd still have him on the forward line. This game, there's not much in it. 2 points. He can still kick goals and win the game for Geelong.
Johnson's kick is very good. It's another one. Melbourne have started in great style.
Well, you wonder what influence that little dust-up before half-time had. It's certainly working in favour of the Demons in the early part of this third quarter. The quarter is only 8 minutes old. Melbourne have had 33 possessions to 11. Melbourne have kicked the last 4 goals of the game since the 28-minute mark of the second term.
Free kick to Snell.
Snell off the ball, was it?
Who knows?
Snell with the football. Melbourne by 8 points. Snell into the pocket. Burns is on his own. He had half an acre there, Ronnie Burns, and even he just a little shake of the head, wondering why he was left in the open. Snell, well, he was tackled by Collins.
In the back, obviously.
And he got rid of the ball illegitimately, but he was given the favour of the umpiring decision, which has led to Burns kicking for his 5th, just missing. Off to the left. So Ronnie Burns, 4 goals, 2. Geelong need to buy a goal. Against the trend, they have yet, that was their first score in the third term. On the other side of the ledger, Melbourne have kicked 2 goals, 4.
Yes, 11-12 to 11-5. Johnston kicking in to half-back. Good tight struggle for it. Burns again, did well. Oh, he waited too long to get rid of it. Houlihan under pressure. They've got numbers everywhere, Melbourne. They must win out in the end, and they will. Although Burns kept the pressure up. Johnson, Geelong just not getting to the contest at the moment.
Good kick, left foot, beautiful.
Great kick.
McDonald through the middle, Jeff White all on his own. Neitz is on his own 30 out from goal and can't take the mark. Bruce roved it beautifully, and really Melbourne could be already 3 or 4 goals in front. The way they've played in this quarter, they could already be that far in front.
Geelong just struggling to get a forward down there, Robbo. You might be right. I think we saw on Friday night, we saw Chris Grant go back to the Western Bulldogs in the back line and went forward and be that goal kicker. Maybe, you know, Ben Graham could be that option to do that.
You've got to bite the bullet.
Try and win the game.
Yeah, you've got to win. You must kick a score before you can start thinking about defending. So Graham electing to go long and gets it 65 metres in the direction of King, who takes the mark. Hocking, hovering. King ignoring. King goes to the half-forward area where Houlihan couldn't take the mark. McGrath looked for Houlihan, beaten for it by Ward. McGrath applies the tackle, and the ball spills for a boundary throw-in. Not a bad passage of play there by players of the respective teams to force a boundary throw-in just forward of centre wing, favouring Geelong. Yet to add to their goal tally from half-time. King in front. And he's been grabbed from behind by White. Will take the free kick, the big ruckman forward, Geelong, Stephen King. Looks and then kicks. Well inside the forward 50. No mark. Ball spills. Burns left it behind. Clark confronted by Walsh. Umpire calls for a bounce.
We saw Gary Hocking in there trying to get a possession. He has not got one for the third quarter after 15 in the first half.
Yeah, the midfield, no doubt, Hutto, certainly on top at the moment. Geelong have only scored a point. And here we are now at the 12-minute mark of this third quarter, and they need some goal kickers desperately.
Milburn also in that category, not touching the ball so far. He's the tackler on Woden right here, but the umpire will bounce. Woden and Scholl, the key players in that dust-up before half-time, or, well, after the siren sounded, before the players left the arena.
So it's inside Geelong's 50, but very soon it will be outside. Woden's kick wasn't really all that penetrating. A bouncing one towards the line. Robertson up the ground, sees it over and out. Terrific performance by the Demons since half-time. But kicked 2 goals 5, so they haven't converted as well as they would have liked. There's Spriggs with the new haircut. King did well
done,
Kilpatrick roved it beautifully in some space. Can he set up a cat's marking chance? Oh, they almost spoiled each other there. And Cameron Mooney pushed Steinford in the back, I think, and took the mark.
Don't mind that. That's a
get
little
out
bit.
my way.
That's a
Yeah.
little bit of desperation
Yep.
by both players. Both had eyes only for the football.
Yeah, good mark by Cameron Mooney.
Needs
Kick
to
wasn't-
convert here for the Cats.
Yeah, certainly does, no doubt about that. The kick from Kilpatrick wasn't that flash either.
He roved it beautifully, though, to give them the opportunity. So 8 points is the margin to Melbourne at the moment. Here's the Matthew Lloyd throw the grass in the air tactic.
Just kicking into a bit of a breeze. The breeze has certainly picked up here.
Mooney from 35. Psychologically an important
Well done.
kick.
Well done.
And like his brother, he's a very accurate kicker.
I think it was important that they got one against the trend there. Melbourne had dominated the first 8 minutes of the term, and they get one back.
Yeah, I'm with you, Robbo. I don't mind guys that attack the footy. If you want to get in the road, you know, bad luck. And that's his job, Cameron Mooney. We all know he's up in their forward line with the lack of goal-kicking power down. His job is probably to kick 4 or 5 for the Geelong side to win here today. Alongside, of course, Ronnie Burns, who so far has kicked 4 goals. Good mark and good goal.
Well, young man trying to make his way in AFL football, Cameron Mooney. He's kicked the first goal for Geelong in the second half, and they get back to within 2 points of the Demons. White, high, Scholl hacks it out of mid-air. Burns gathers, handball back. Steinford, he in turn has support from the captain in Graham. A thumping kick by Ben Graham. Hocking, dropped the mark, and his name written all over it.
Oh, well done.
Handball off, Clark will kick a goal. Clark will kick a goal. David Clark's second goal. And a key player in that contest, Gary Hocking, probably fortunate that he dropped the ball because that meant that play went on, and David Clark gathering from Gary Hocking.
That is why Ben Graham must play in defence, that in my opinion.
Kicks the ball nice and long, Hutto.
Well, he gets the
50
ball at
metres.
half-back, and not only do they get to half-forward, they get 30, 40 metres out from goal.
Yeah, great player by... Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't switch him
No,
forward
no.
for a short burst or whatever, but he's most deadly when he gets those kicks.
Great play by Gary Hocking. He's an absolute ripper.
Well, David Clark used his pace to advantage there. Gary Hocking, we talked about him moments ago, not having had an impact in this third quarter. Now he has. Geelong back in front, and that battle in the middle between King and White continues. Out of the middle, Demons. Steinford over the top of Uze. Woden arriving. Graham, who's had 10 kicks, 3 handballs, 4 marks and 2 tackles today. Snell, 18 possessions.
I don't, Robbo. The last 10 times these two sides have met, Melbourne have not beaten them.
Yep.
Last time Melbourne beat was 1994, round 1.
It's an amazing record.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is an amazing record. Cats have had the complete edge. King thumping it. Great tat to advantage. Burns can use his pace, runs his measure. Didn't spot the kick up beautifully. Into a pack. Who's down? Walsh, well tackled, but he had support. Snell tackling well. Simmons trying to get it through. Couldn't. Mooney, good bustling. Spriggs, can he get clear? He was cleaned up. His jumper completely. He was undressed.
Don't recommend the manufacture of the jumper.
Oh, yeah.
Clark comes through. Oh, couldn't get boot to ball. But David Spriggs undressed in front of 75,000 people. Amazing stuff. Powell takes it away. Onto the wing. Good kick. Bruce takes the mark. The Demons working from defence into
Spriggs.
attack. Slip into something more comfortable, David.
Gee, my trousers won't be made by that guy. 79 plays 83. Geelong lead. That is gone.
Just take it off, wouldn't you? Can you do that?
G-A-W-N, that jumper. Have a look at this. Grabbed it by the, maybe the
Farmer
soft
being
spot,
dragged.
and Farmer being taken off the ground. Well, that's disappointing. Maybe a little bit of time to settle, collect his thoughts. There's still plenty much of this football game to be played. Certainly Spriggs into it. He's not allowing that rip jumper to affect him. Nicholson, good mark there in front of Bizzle. Bizzle just having a bit of trouble. Nicholson has been pretty good since coming into this side a couple of weeks ago. Disciplined.
Plays well at full back for a ruckman, doesn't he?
My word. And he's cutting Clint Bizzle out of this game. Marked from behind by Neats over the top of Graham. So it's goal for goal in the early part of the second half here. Neats, the kick in the direction of, and Schwartz got rid of his opponent again. A little bit too strong. Jumper changing being done. But we're watching David Schwartz. I mentioned earlier, psychologically, this boy has done a terrific job with his career. So severe knee injuries. Looked like cutting it short. Disappointing result from that kick. A couple of behinds against the name of David Schwartz. Melbourne.
There's a couple of girls down here at the bench saying, "Can we have David Spriggs' jumper, please?" Get out mine, darling.
Even the rip one.
Just
83 to 80, Geelong lead.
Sorry, bro. Talking about Nicholson, we saw him last week. I mean, for a ruckman, did a great job. There's the girls here at the moment asking for a young Spriggs' jumper. But Nicholson did a great job last week. I think he played on Tony Modro.
Yep.
Held him only to 1 goal.
The kick-in has been taken by Leon Challey. Johnston appealing for it at left half forward. Leon Challey ignoring. Going to the square. It's a goal. That's home. That is a goal. A great kick.
Melbourne back in front. 12-14 to 13-5.
That looks like now Graham has gone on to David Neats.
Well, you did ask for that earlier.
Yep.
Now you've got it. King trying to get it to Kilpatrick, couldn't get it. Woden tried hard. Got the ball out eventually. Johnson had it taken away. Melbourne might just emerge with it here. Bruce, good hands. And they go forward. Demons in front in the danger area too. Oh, they all flew. Geelong stayed down. Sanderson goes for the boundary line.
Well.
Well, they did well to grab it off the pack, but oh, he can spot up a little pass here. Johnson
Powell
didn't. Could have gone to Powell, who would have almost been within range. Johnson instead. So he spots up Woden. He might kick this one after missing the last. No, he doesn't. Kicks the first 3 and then misses the next couple. Woden, 3 goals, 2 for the day. 19 possessions, 4 marks and 5 handballs.
10 shots they've had in this term, Melbourne, to 4.
Now let's have a look at the kick-outs, what Graham does this time. He decides, he spots someone on 50 and hits him this time, so that's much better.
And that player is Tom Harley. Geelong 13-5-83, trailing Melbourne 12-15-87. 6.5 minutes left in the third term. Short kick by Harley has been taken by McGrath. McGrath has had his hands full with Schwartz. Schwartz 14 possessions, yet to kick a goal. Player has done very well as Sanderson, forced Farmer from the ground. No mark to Ling. Ball knocked away over for a boundary throw in by Simmons. Scarlett preparing to come back onto the ground for Geelong.
You're dead right about Sanderson, Robbo. I mean, early in his career, he certainly would have been a half-back flanker playing on the tours, but this year, he's done some good job on some small type plays. Phil Matera, and now Farmer again.
Burns being penalised for gathering and not moving it on quickly enough. McDonald, the recipient of the free kick. McDonald's kick, oh, up high was Neats. Couldn't take it. Scarlett into the play straight away. Steinfort, Graham running through the middle. Big kick. Forward 50, mark not taken by Ingerson. Spillage gathered by Gary Hocking. Left foot kick, very good, out wide. Can Scholl get onto it? Ward, still Scholl. Has he kept it in?
Kept it in.
I reckon that's out. And the goal umpire's telling the boundary umpire just that. It was definitely out, and the boundary umpire
Is it a good spot, Rob?
was back a little bit. He was helped out by the goal umpire.
Yeah, you'd have to say that was right.
And the boundary umpire now will throw it in only a matter of 10 metres around from the Geelong goal. King doing the ruck work. Gets it down. It'll be gathered here by Ward. Kicks it along the line. Has it gone out? Yes, it has. 50 metres from the Geelong goal. The boundary umpire will throw it in. Melbourne lead by 4 points. Houlihan just stretching, preparing to come back on for the Cats.
Good kick there by Ward. That's probably the kick that Brenton Sanderson could have used over here a minute earlier instead of kicking the ball out in the full.
King trying to find a man. White did well over the top though, and Woden takes it away. Oh, what was that?
That was a right foot kick that was very poorly directed.
It was forced to the boundary line then. He thought he was clear, then the young fellow just come up and put him off balance.
Should have done a little better.
Oh dear, don't like the look of that kick. That was not a good kick. Woden will get another chance now. The Demons with some space in their forward line. Bruce versus Scarlett. Bruce should mark or get a free. No. Scarlett did well. Bruce just trying to delay him because he had a teammate there. Took a long time, but somehow got to Walsh, who kicks into the pocket. Lovely lead from Green. He takes the mark.
The way that Bruce did that was fantastic.
That was slow motion.
Did they stop just then? They may have thought it was a free kick or whistle being blown in the crowd.
I know.
Well, Geelong just didn't go near him.
It was slow, wasn't it? Like Scarlett sort of pulled up and young Bruce sort of just stopped as well.
Yeah, it was very strange stuff.
Yeah.
Green has shown he is a goal kicker, and his leading might trouble Sanderson. Well, that's certainly, I guess, what Neil Danaher is hoping for.
Try a check side.
Had a pretty
Left
quiet
foot
day. Brad Green, just the 2 kicks.
Big kick from there, isn't it, for a left footer?
Well, he's very indecisive here. I'm sure he's looking to give it off.
Well, he didn't look all that confident with it, did he, from the start? He kicked 19 goals for before then, which is an astonishingly accurate record. Now 19 goals, 6 after 2 behinds today. 4 minutes remaining in the quarter, and Ben Graham again not sure what to do, but this time finds his man at centre half back, who I think was off. Steinford, doesn't matter now, he's away, and kicking well out to Joel Corey, who hasn't seen much game time this afternoon, but we've seen him do some wonderful things already in his very short career. That was to a bomb of players, mainly Melbourne players. Oh, McDonald beautifully wrapped up in a tackle, and the Cats forward in Clint Bizzle rewarded, not for the free kick, but with the ball being locked in their half forward line. Let's have another look at it.
Good tackle here by Bizzle. I'd bring Bizzle up to centre half forward now because stone him out of the side. They're just struggling, Rob, at the moment at that marking power around their half forward line.
And he's struggling a bit with Nicholson's height, so it's not a bad idea.
Bring him up.
King doing the ruck work. Walsh taps it on. McDonald stands his ground.
Gee.
He has interfered with the tackle front on a little high. So McDonald takes the free kick across the half-back line. He goes short. Collins doing a pretty good job. And well done. The support provided by Uze. Not always is it the handballer. On a lot of occasions it's the player who provides the target for the handball. And Adam Uze goes bang and kicks a goal.
Well, the Demons dominated. 8 marks for David Neitz. 13-16 to 13-5. Melbourne 11 points in front, just a quarter away from a top 4 place. And a match-up with Essendon in the finals are underway in the last quarter. Jeff White, paid the mark. Kick to him would have travelled all of 3 metres. The kick from White. Was there any holding on there? Yes, there was.
Neitz.
David Neitz against Ben Graham. And this is just what Melbourne wanted to start the quarter. It couldn't have hoped for a better man as far as confidence goes for their team than to see their skipper take the mark, or free kick in this case, and go back and have a shot for his 4th goal. He's kicked 3 goals, 3.
Here's the free kick. Gee whiz.
Oh, they are absolute mandrakes, some of these umpires. They pull things out of a hat, honestly.
Well,
what's a mandrake? Is that a duck?
They pull anything out of a hat.
Well,
that was anything.
Let's watch the kick first. We'll come back to it. It's not bad off the boot. It's across a little, but it does the job. Well, David Neitz takes advantage of Mandrake and kicks the goal. 14-16, 100 to 13-5, 83.
Here we are,
that was it, the jumper. That's what it was for.
Pushing and shoving, though.
It was the early
goes
jumper
one
grab.
way or the other.
That was the grab, and we saw it on the first angle, and that's what it was paid for.
Pretty ordinary, I thought. I'm with you, Robbo. I thought it was pretty soft. Anyway, it's a goal. It's kicked 4 now. It's been good.
I think the defender gets a little frustrated. I guess he acknowledges that he did infringe, but gee, you wonder, don't you? There's
Tom
still
Harley about to come back on for the Cats, just warming up on the boundary line.
Still plenty of time left. These centre bounce clearances are going to be important. These 2 boys have been at each other all day, and they've done very well for their respective sides. Woden just gets his right foot to it, kicks it forward. And this young fella, if he's got a cracker in the right place, I'm sure he'll play a lot of good football. That's Cameron Bruce. The kick forward has been marked. Terrific mark to Green. Gee, wasn't that athleticism at its finest?
We go back and kick this goal, boys. I think it might be all over here for the Cats. I know it's only early stages of the last quarter, but that was a great mark by Brad Green. And Jeff Farmer still off the ground because Brenton Sanderson's done a terrific job on him.
Do you get the feeling that that little altercation before half-time has sparked Melbourne and Geelong have gone the other way? Well, Brendan McCartney acknowledged that they were harder at the football in the third term.
It appears that way, Robbo. I mean, the third quarter's terrific. Their midfield, Warren, Lee and Charlie were terrific, weren't they? And McDonald.
That's a goal. And a goal kicked by Brad Green. First 2 goals of the last quarter to Melbourne. And they break open this game to a certain degree. It is the biggest margin in favour of the Demons, I would think.
Well, in fact, it's the biggest lead of the game. Geelong led by 21 points at the 26-minute mark of the second quarter. And you remember that was the time when Ronnie Burns did that left foot, right foot thing that almost won him all the gold, silver and bronze medals dug in. If they had have kicked that, they would have been 27 points up, 26 points up. Well, Melbourne kicking the first 2 goals of this last quarter, and they've almost clinched the game. Not quite yet. Cats, though, just the way the game's been playing, you just can't see them getting back in it. Scholl. Cross half back. That's a pretty good kick. Spotting up Jason Snell, who uses his pace and then tries to kick it out to Houlihan, but very tough for Houlihan. Little tap was meant for Snell, but he wasn't watching. He was more concerned with trying to protect Houlihan himself. So the Demons can get away with it again. Simmons' handball not good. Oh, lovely push and shove from Rigoni to get clear. Drive it down to a one-on-one. In front, Sanderson couldn't take it that time. Graham trying to provide some leadership across half-back. Oh, he gets it back. He's got to get quickly. Was lucky to have teammates in support. They might still get out of it.
Very indecisive now, Geelong.
Just got it away in time, just to kill Patrick. Out wide, loose ball, Hocking. Over the line and out of bounds. Geelong may have to win next week to make the finals.
Body language shocking for Geelong.
No doubt. Hold on, Robbo. What they desperately need, the Geelong Football Club, is a marking forward. Clint Bissell, OK, he's a fine mark, but they just need someone up at the centre-half forward who can take a grab. That's what they're lacking.
They're not really getting it there at the moment,
no,
though,
they're
Dougie.
not. No, but they're just lacking someone down at centre-half forward to kick the ball too.
Well, as we saw earlier, Mensch is out of the team at the moment. Well done, Robertson, to spoil Graham. And it's out of bounds. What they need is, at the moment, is someone just to show a bit of grunt.
Yeah.
Go out, grab the ball, charge forward, try and create a goal and get some momentum going, because they haven't had much of that since half-time.
How about Ling sitting on the bench? Would you give him a run?
Well,
he's been able to create something, hasn't he?
Yeah, in the past he has, Robbo. Yet to have a kick. He's had a bit of a run, but not much.
A high one to the wing. Spriggs, I reckon he's had a bit of a crack. Made a few blues, but has done OK. So he runs his measure and then goes with a low pass. Good kick in the end because Mooney propped up to take the mark. Tries to get it onto Joel Corey. If he could keep his feet,
brilliant.
he couldn't. Well done, young Johnston. His kick wasn't perfect. Scholl well shepherded away, and that allowed Nicholson to get clear and Woden. This is where they're so damaging, almost unstoppable. You'd back him for his 4th. Shane Woden. Great stuff for the Demons. They're into the top 4.
Well, hold on, Robbo, you talk about the kids of the Geelong side, the Spriggs, the Clarks, the Coreys. I know Travis Johnson's played a fair bit of footy, probably 2 or 3 years now in the system, but I'll tell you what, that was just brilliant play by Travis Johnson. He just corralled the footy, quick brains. I mean, the kick wasn't a spot-on kick, but there's Shane Woden. A handball from Nicholson just bought his time. The ball went over the top to Woden, but now he's kicked 4 goals. He's had 3 or 4 opponents. He's been outstanding, Shane Woden.
To kick 2 goals, 1 since half-time is just very, very average from Geelong's point of view.
Who they got next week? Sydney? No,
Yep, Sydney
Shell
at
Stadium.
Shell.
Yeah, but this is a team that they might play in the finals, and this is something that they can maybe resurrect if you can make a contest, a physical contest. The fracas before half-time, I'm sure, has gone in Melbourne's favour and dead set against Geelong. Simmons back at half-back, gathers, looking to give the hand pass away. Walsh is there in support. He hand passes down the line to Rigoni. Not able really to manufacture anything there, Peter Walsh, and would be reasonably satisfied with a boundary throw-in.
Robert, why would it go in Melbourne's favour? I mean, it wasn't a real
I think it's
big...
just psychological. I think it's just a psychological thing.
Farmers on,
back
boys.
onto the ground. 75,000 people here. Terrific crowd. Farmer back onto the field. He would love this scene. 3 goals in the last quarter. Whatever's left would be just the thing that Farmer would be looking for. Bruce not able to break away. McDonald made determination won out there by Anthony McDonald. Kicks towards half forward. The mark is taken by Corey. Schwartz presenting himself. Corey with the football for Geelong. They must finish the game off. The high kick. He'll land the ball back close to the wing, taken by Graham. I reiterate, you've got to win football games. He's got to get up there and kick a few himself, Ben Graham. He's kick into the far forward area. Straightforwardly marked by Johnston.
Mooney off the ground, boy. Looked like an ankle injury.
Yep.
Cameron Mooney.
Ling on.
Snell overruns it. Ingerson provides the shepherd for Woden. In turn to Collins. Collins into the centre. Leoncelli shares it with Simmons. Simmons kick now. Players stopped. What's happened?
Coming back. It might be a 50-metre penalty or something. It's going Melbourne's way anyway.
Johnston maybe.
Off the ball, was it?
A long way back. About 4 or 5 possessions back where Johnston kicked the ball with his left to Ingerson. And it is 50 metres against Ronnie Burns from that incident there. Kick in towards half forward and Neitz is marked in front of Harley.
It's getting embarrassing for Geelong, isn't
I'm
it?
disappointed, Hutto. I'm very, very disappointed in this performance by Geelong.
Well, Ben Graham's been moved off Neitz. He certainly did start this quarter on him. Looks like Tom Harley's gone back onto David Neitz, who has kicked 4 goals. Ben Graham's gone forward, Robert, to try and be that goal
But
kicker.
there's
Markinson half forward.
You must have passion. And there's the body language is shocking. They're just standing around going through the motions.
Yeah. Well, footy's about passion.
Of course
it's about
it is.
emotion, a bit of pride.
My word. David Neitz going for goal number 5. He's kicked 3 points as well. A thumping kick. Hooks it into the pocket. Mark is taken by King and it has been paid. Stephen King on the full back line for Geelong. Goes across the goal square at which he is defending. And a short kick taken by Scholl.
Oh.
Scholl's left footer out wide. Taken by Snell. Looked to play on. Simmons. Good minding of the mark. That's the body language you're looking for from Geelong. The kick by Snell into the half-forward area. Spillage, tidied up by Ward, but inadvertently finishes with Corey. Back he goes to Houlihan. Houlihan tries to get past and eventually squeezes the kick into the pocket. Ling, who is on the ground, trying to manufacture a goal to just give them some sort of a momentum. Geelong are standing still. There is nothing happening for the Cats.
Would you
They
believe
trail by 29.
Geelong has not scored since the 14.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
I would believe it.
Thank you, 99. In front, well roved by Burns. Well, it was well roved. The kick wasn't so good. Behind. 16-16 placed 13-6 now they've scored. Lucky we got that stat in before then.
Now, Rob and Hunter, where they're breaking down is in the midfield. Kilpatrick since half-time's had 4 touches. Gary Hawkins only had the 2, and Darren Milburn's only had the 3, and they're on ballers. That's where they're getting absolutely flogged.
Yeah, they're getting carved up, aren't they, through the midfield. This man, Shane Woden, has been on the end of plenty of them. 28 possessions and 4 goals too. And David Neitz has loomed large as well. That's a good mark. Good, tough mark to Clint Bissell back in defence to try and give them some run from defence. Has had a very quiet day up forward. Milburn can go short to McGrath. Just gets him. Nothing for the link unless he goes inboard, which he does. Clark can keep on moving. Centre half forward, he's got Spriggs, who'll just get there. Didn't take the mark, though. Plenty of Geelong players down. Hocking barges his way through. Surely the advantage.
Oh, well done. Brilliant.
And it will be paid. It's a goal.
That's better.
Well, that's what you expect from Gary Hocking, don't you, boys? I mean, that's what he's all about. His guts, his leadership, his determination. I just had a bit of a crack at him. Is he coming from the ground? Yeah, he's having a bit of a spell.
It was initiated by the mark from Bizzle at across the full back line.
Yep. Anyway, there he is. Hocking's off the ground, but that's a goal they certainly wanted. Bit of character.
Amazing, isn't it? the man with the most spirit, but he's had a pretty quiet second half. And after kicking a goal, taken from the ground by the coach.
You bring him back, Robbo, surely. Have a chat. Just say, get back into it, Gary.
It looks to me as if he's ignored any
messages.
Attempt to communicate. Woden's handball. Uze tackled, but Corey left him behind. Uze allowed to sneak away. Got the kick up towards full forward. Harley wrapped up. Going nowhere. The tackler, Brad Green. And again, another change. One of those midfielders that you spoke about, Doug. You referred to the fact that they've been very quiet since half-time. And Kilpatrick goes to the interchange bench, replaced by Steinfort. Bounce right in front of the Melbourne goal. Clark gathers, away to Spriggs. Left foot kick, way offline, over on the full. Free kick to Melbourne, to be taken by Ward. Just the household names. Well, if you'd like to declare them, they're non-household names, aren't they? Some of these fellas in the Melbourne lineup. Scholl does
Good
well, kicks it nicely. Houlihan dispossessed by Woden. He steadies, kicks short, and shares it with Rigoni. First-class performance by Melbourne.
That was a fair kick there by Brad Scholl. You called it right,
But
Robbo.
was it, Dougie? I mean, he waited a long time to try and get, I thought, he had a short option on. He could have gone to 100%. He went to a 50-50, probably a 60-40. I know Houlihan should have taken
Probably
the
should have
mark.
marked it anyway.
Probably should have. I'm trying not to have a go at Brad Scholl there, but...
Well, what has happened has meant that Rigoni will kick a goal for Melbourne. Shut the gate. And 9 minutes left. Well done, Snell gathers. Back to McGrath. McGrath's kick to the wing. And punched away from Corey by Collins, who has done very nicely. Collins just consolidated that Melbourne defence. Godfrey gets a run in the last 9 minutes at the expense of Leoncelli. Boundary umpire throws it in. Bizzle leaving it behind. There was Spriggs. Still Snell tries to get the hand pass. Spriggs gathers. Woden over the top. Umpire's found a free kick. It will go to David Spriggs.
Taking it quickly, goes for Graham. The young boy Baldwin down there, but wide over the top. Celebrating with a big grab.
He would have won gold medal for high jump for that one.
Oh, working beautifully, Debba.
Got a little spring, hasn't he, that fella?
Has he? What?
Just a tiny spring.
He's been good after half-time.
Walsh, Ling trying to run back and take it. Did pretty well against Ingerson there. Scholl, was it a high one? No. Yes, it was. Free kick to Brad Scholl.
But again, it's the attack on the opponent that is terrific by Melbourne.
He's sending it out very wide. Graham could just about have a shot from there. He's about 80 metres out. Sends it in just to the top of the square. Burns one out with Walsh. Young Baldwin there. This is Ling. Gets the handball back to Scarlett. Shot at goal is a shocker. And it's out on the full.
Well, he's a backman. Simple as that, boys. Well, Woden's had 33 touches. There's White's mark. It's an absolute ripper.
That is ominous signs. He is the informed ruckman in the league, I reckon, Jeff White, at the moment.
Look at this guy here.
He's been
has he
good,
made a
Dipper.
difference to the side this year? He's just been brilliant.
He's been very good. He's had 19 possessions today. He had his hands full early when Ronnie Burns was running around that forward line kicking goals, but he stuck to his task. And that kick has been marked by Bizzle. Looking to play on. Handball. Well done, Schwartz. Well done. The game of centimetres continues. Just a little touch on the ball. Very important. Gathers, kicks into the middle. White. Where's Neitz? Just kick it up in the air. Give him a chance to run at it, and he'll probably get it for you. He's at the back, and he's got it.
Well, you called it beautifully, Robbo. Just put the ball in the air. Neitz put Harley under the football. Tom Harley did his best to push back, but just too strong and too good an occasion, David Neitz. Here we see once again, Harley tried his best to push back, but just too strong Neitz on that occasion.
Good spirit for Melbourne.
Melbourne could be third on the ladder by tonight.
That's Cameron Bruce coming off the ground and Robertson back on for Melbourne, but the spirit very good. Schwartz doing all the hard work to create the opportunity where Neitz will shoot for his 5th goal. Neitz goes for goal, and he's put it through. 5 goals to David Neitz. The Demons go marching into the 2000 finals with a comprehensive performance here at the MCG in front of the 75,000 fans. One of their opponents for the finals will be Geelong.
Well, will they be?
Comprehensive.
Geelong are no certainties to make it now.
We've got Sydney down at Shell Stadium next week. Gee whiz, good luck to them, because Sydney are playing good football.
All of a sudden, Melbourne, given the other results today, will go into 3rd place tonight on the ladder, and can easily, they play West Coast next week in Perth and can hold that.
I'll tell you the difference between Hutto and Robbo at the moment. David Neitz, there's the crowd, they're starting to go. Why wouldn't they be? Melbourne certainly have won this game. David Neitz,
I don't think they'll be Melbourne fans.
No, they've had a marking forward. Neitz has had 10 grabs.
Yep.
Well, down the other end, no one's taken a mark for Geelong.
No, well, it's been their problem all year. Geelong have only won matches really when their small forwards have fired. And they are missing David Mensch.
No doubt about that.
Corey setting it up. They've got a lot of young players in their team. That's a good mark. And there's the young Lloyd Baldwin. First mark in AFL footy. And he'll kick a goal, you would hope, with his first kick. So at least that gives them something.
That was a good mark too by Marcus.
It was a
Baldwin.
very good gun, very good mark. Good lead.
Yeah, good mark. Eyes on the football. He played a bit of footy last year, I think, at Hawthorn in their seconds.
Yep.
Has the heat gone out of the game? Would you say
yes,
that's
no
problem?
doubt.
Or would you say maybe he should have been given a few more chances during this match?
Let's put it through.
Maybe a chance.
Well done, Marcus Baldwin.
Well, the way he took the ball, do you wonder that maybe he could have been given more ground time during this match when you did just say that they've struggled for marking forwards?
You may be right, Robbo. I mean, particularly playing your first game, all you want to do is get out there in front of, what, 75,000 people and get an opportunity.
Not a bad baptism.
Absolutely. Give him a chance, and that was a good mark. And there's signs been his first kick in football, a goal. Well done, the young fella. Yeah, and being his first kick in AFL football, he's kicked a goal, and he's joined probably a small elite club there, I'd imagine.
Very much.
Yeah, well done, young Marcus Baldwin.
Well, Melbourne, gee, they're eager, aren't they? They're eager, they're hungry. Collins, Woden run down, got the handball away. Walsh. You can see they're all playing for the possible inclusion into the 22 when the finals do come around. And the disciplines of Melbourne, I've watched them a fair bit this year, and I do say they've got the David Neitz, Jeff White, Woden, Farmer, Schwartz, but they've got the spread of players that just go out there and do the job for their coach in the match the way they're supposed to. Schwartz's kick is short, taken by Scholl. Scholl looks and then delivers to a one-on-one, sets it up for Nicholson to just bash it away. Lovely kick to the forward line. Snell, Spriggs, his kick will be marked. If it's not, no free kick paid. Well, that's surprising. It was Collins that was underneath it. No mark to Simmons. Desperate though, Johnston, very talented player, Travis Johnston. Left foot kick is a bit of an up and under. Schwartz gets under it. Knocked away in the finish by Steinfort. Gathered by that desperado Walsh. Handball to Schwartz, maybe a little overzealous there. Spriggs. Oh, well done. He stood his ground. He's hurt. He's hurt. Wojcicki, kick into the pocket. Gathered by Burns. Can he add to his already impressive goal tally? No. He missed everything and kicked it out of bounds on the full. Spriggs all right?
He's up and about. He's right. He's off.
All right. Well done, because he took a very hard bump then.
He's got cold ears, I think.
There it is.
Oh, the second
hang
one.
on.
Yeah. Rather indiscreet, wasn't it?
It was not flash. They might have another look at that one. Woden.
Oh, he's been brilliant, Woden.
Unstoppable.
He may get a vote today, this bloke.
Just sneak in, Dougie.
Just sneak in, Hutto.
34 possessions, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 1 hit out, 4 goals, 2 behinds.
He may get 2 votes.
Johnson. I'll work on you. The ball to centre half forward. Neitz might also sneak in for a vote. We'll see. Farmer probably won't get a vote. Sanderson did the job on him early. Out of bounds.
Johnston's had 8 kicks and 1 handball in this last quarter.
He can play, Travis Johnson.
My word, he can. He
No
was
doubt
very
about
high
that.
up in the
the draft
selections a couple of years ago.
Number 1, wasn't he?
Number 1, was he,
He may
Dipper?
have been Dipper, yeah, you
he
could
was.
be right, but he's just struggled a little, but still only a young man.
Numero Uno, number 1.
Numero uno,
Thank you,
Dougie.
Dipper.
Oh, dear.
We're working beautifully here at the MCG today in front of 75,000 fans.
Long kick. Here's Baldwin again. Oh!
Hey, this kid can mark.
Let's see how he can go kicking
Now,
from distance.
here's a little bit of trivia. When's the last time you've seen number 46 play on number 46?
Sure. You've got me, Robbo.
You have to go back into the arc.
Where you,
wouldn't
Hutto?
you?
When one of the players is playing his first game and kicks a goal with his first kick and maybe his second. It's been a long time since that's happened.
Gee whiz.
Jared Cameron's working on it at the moment. Here's the shot for
On
goal,
Jared.
though, from Marcus Baldwin.
Good
Be a
kick.
big boost to him if he can kick 2 out of 2.
It's a goal.
And he's done it.
Good boy.
Well, it gives them something, doesn't it, to think about, something to take home with them at least. Geelong haven't got much else to take home with them, certainly not the 4 points. They're going to be playing for their football lives next week, Geelong. Meanwhile, Melbourne look like they'll be in 3rd place tonight and will have to beat West Coast to remain there next week. And we'll play Carlton in the first week of the finals, and the Blues are struggling because they're injury hit at the moment, injury ridden. So suddenly Melbourne must really be in position to be at least a grand final contender.
No doubt about that, Hutto.
Well, that young fella has done well. A couple of marks, 2 kicks, 2 goals. Jeffrey Farmer takes the ball away from the ruck contest for the Melbourne side. The punch away by the Geelong defence. About to swoop on it is Rigoni. Shrugs the tackle from Wojcicki, and in goes Bruce and misses. You know, psychologically, Doug, you're playing down in the midfield and you look down to the forward line and you know you haven't got the guy, you haven't got the confidence maybe to kick the ball. All of a sudden there's a big bloke there that can take a mark.
You'd kick it high to him. You'd give him an
You
opportunity.
do,
Yeah,
and you get it in quicker, don't you?
No doubt
you make
about
sure
that.
you try to get it in quicker.
No doubt about that.
Well, a contest at half forward. Rigoni, Farmer, shrugs the tackle from Scarlett, plays on, goes long with a kick across his left shoulder and scores. No, he doesn't. It bounces awkwardly over for a boundary throw-in.
I just reckon with Jeff Farmer, I know it's going to be a very hard spot to play sometimes in the forward pocket. I reckon every now and if he's starting to struggle, give him 5 minutes on the ball instead of maybe taking from the ground. Give him a chance to get into the play, which he is doing at the moment, the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game.
King, Swartz, Scholl, Spriggs. Play on. Scarlett under pressure. Ward did well. And the boundary line was Geelong's ultimate aim. Farmer a bit indiscreet there to give away the free. A little bit silly, Jeffrey. No, there's not much point, Howard, having words to Carl Steinford.
I think what happened, he might have... just watch this incident here. Watch it closely. Not there. Watch this when he stands up. If we can keep taking this, we can't.
What are you suggesting, Ian?
I think that Carl Steinford was just a little...
annoyed, was he?
A little excited about what happened there.
Well, there's no one on the mark now, so he can run with it and take it up onto the wing. Well done by Bizzle. Had a quiet day. Able to lay it off. Wojcicki's kick right up to half forward. They need a lucky bounce there, Ronnie Burns. If he's to get it, he gets it. Melbourne had not had a good day, as opposed to Shane Woden, who's been the match winner, or one of them. Demons have had a few, and Jeff White's got on top in his duel with Stephen King. Swartz has tried hard, done a lot of the hard things today. Harley's had a day he'd rather forget. There's another free kick given away by Jeff Farmer. Goes to Brad Scholl. Inside the last minute of this game, Geelong trailing by 24. They'll get one more chance perhaps at goal. And can Baldwin get his 3rd? He's in front and he's got it.
Cannot believe the form that he's shown. You just couldn't, like, everybody's going to say the same thing. You couldn't believe that he wasn't given more field time.
Maybe Mark Thompson not to know this. I mean, of course he's been playing the VFL.
He must have been playing well to get his chance.
Yeah,
and you know what they've done?
But
they will be fined because
he
they've
was
plucked this bloke outside the 22. Sorry, outside the 25.
Correct.
And you get fined for that.
Yeah.
So if you do it, you must reckon he can play a bit. He's kicked another goal.
Kicked 3.
3 kicks, 3 goals.
Well, there's 19 seconds left in this game. 17 now. If they could keep it going for another 5 minutes, he might kick 6 or 7 and win the game.
Well, let me give you a tip, boys. You're certainly playing next week, and he may start on the ground. They take on Sydney down at Shell Stadium. Or it depends if David Mensch can come back in. And Barry Stoneham, of course, who was a late withdrawal from the side. But that was a great mark. And the good thing about this young fella, he's prepared to play in front. He gets in front.
And if you're going to win finals football, you don't pick it out of 22 or 25. You pick it out of 27 to 29 players. And he's going to be one of them by the look of it. So Woden just accumulating on this occasion. He's helped out by Godfrey. Hand pass coming from Ward was intercepted. Corey, then King.
Might get another one.
King towards full forward. No, this time the mark is taken by his opponent. So he finishes off on a good note there, young Simmons. Credit to Baldwin, who kicked 3 last quarter goals. But the final points were taken by Melbourne. 18-18, 126. Geelong, 17-6, 108. 18 points, the margin in favour of Melbourne.
Yes, what a performance by the Demons. They trailed by 21 points. Jeff White and Shane Woden, 2 of the heroes for the Demons on a big day. They are 3rd on the AFL ladder. 3rd place on the AFL ladder, 18-18, 126 to 17-6, 108. Neeks 5, Woden 4. Burns kicked 4 for the Cats, all in the first half. So a great performance.
Isn't it? As we look down, there's a bit of rain about Dermot Welcome. We're going down to the Kangaroo.
There they are. I mean, it must be a nervous time, but such an exciting one for them. Got a chance to make themselves a little bit of history tonight, get into the first grand final for the club since their ill-fated attempt in the late 80s.
Yes, in 88 when they played the Hawks, who steamrolled them, but it has.
They do know what it's like. It's not as if they're without experience here.
See Todd Viney in the background, and with Jimmy Steins and Gary Lyon, they have some great players around them, don't they?
Absolutely. They've got guys who know all about it as well. Just getting around. There's Toddy. They weren't there last year. They've got some experience. That'll stand them in good stead against it. And I don't think the Melbourne team is going to be overawed by any stretch of the imagination by a Kangaroo side that's got vast experience in finals.
Well, they've won 9 out of their last 10. Their last defeat was in round 17 to the Kangaroos. Have a look, Stephen Powell has been part of that midfield. He's been in a preliminary final before with the Bulldogs. We see there's a lot of hype. Jeff White, who has been such a key player to the number 34. Can he get over Capuano and Burton all night, and maybe McKernan with a 3-prong attack? But he's got some backup. He's got Simmons there as well.
Simmons can do the job, yeah. I watched him on the ruck bag out in the centre when they warmed up before, and he slipped a couple of times when coming in.
Does Neeks play on Carey? Where do you play Neeks?
I reckon you just have to use him as a step-up, David Neeks. You eventually want to win the game with him in the forward line.
Boy, the field would be enormous. Let's go down to the Hutto, who's right there alongside of them.
Thanks, Bruce. Yes, they're coming out with purpose down here. You talked about a few nerves in the camp, but I think there certainly is, particularly amongst the officials, obviously, and also the players. At least they can go out and let their frustrations out. No change in the Melbourne lineup, so Travis Johnson will definitely play, despite the fact he didn't have a full session during the week. As far as the conditions are concerned, I think everyone would concede that probably it favours the Kangaroos, although Melbourne are quick to point out they had a good win in the wet against the West Coast Eagles earlier on in the year, so they're hoping that they can adapt pretty quickly to the conditions. Neil Danaher is joined me now. Neil, a huge match for you. Did you do anything yourself today to settle your nerves?
Oh, no, not really. I took it pretty easy at home and come in the office about 4. Pretty relaxed. I'll get a bit nervous as I get a bit closer to the box, but
I heard you went to the movies.
No, actually didn't, mate. I just sat and read the paper for a little while and, didn't do much at all.
What about your players? How do you think they'll cope with the occasion?
Oh, I think they'll cope well. You know, we've been looking forward to this day for probably 2 years and hope we can go one step further than what we did in 98.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
He's still laid back, but he's nervously laid back, isn't he?
He's Danaher.
There's no change again. They've had stability.
Well, they're settled. They've won 9 out of their last 10, which out of the last 10 games, I suppose Essendon has the same form as well. So they're in good nick. There's no need to change it around too much. They've got a good running brigade in the midfield. Their back line isn't super tight, but it gives them a lot of...
Came out this week.